Good morning, my 460 YouTube channel subscribers. Hope you guys are all to a wonderful morning, Monday morning. I'm currently on my 2.6 morning, 2.6 mile morning walk. Actually, it seemed it was going to be a little bit more than 2.6 miles because I took a little detour today for some new scenery and everything. So kind of went out of my way, but I'm back trailing through the bike trail now. And this morning I don't really have too much of nothing, no big topic that I'm really going to get into. I had a couple ideas last night. I wanted to share with you guys my historical knowledge about the Roman Empire and how that and the Roman Empire collapsed and the Roman Empire government, and then compare that today 2024 America, the United States of America, and their government and everything that they're going through. And I want to kind of compare the similarities because a lot of historians, including myself, agree that there's so many similarities it's almost shocking. But that's going to be a deep dive into that. And so maybe this afternoon, maybe tomorrow, maybe on my desktop computer, I can get into that more. Another subject that I was thinking about this morning about covering, but it's just a little bit too deep of a subject, is that when I passed away from carbon monoxide poisoning, and I had a Latin King gang leader that passed away from carbon monoxide poisoning, and he came and saved my life while I was dead. He brought me back out of the afterlife, as crazy as that sounds. So I'm gonna get into that, but that's a whole deep dive too. That's another deep dive. I just want to kind of keep it light this morning because it's just a really beautiful morning. When I left my house, they said it was 61 degrees. This weekend was about the most relaxing, enjoyable weekend I've had in recent memory. It was just beautiful. The high temperature was 86. I'm a warm weather person. I love the heat, like 80 to 95 degrees. That's what I like. At least 70. I would say 60 to 100. I'm gonna be just fine with them. 40 to 100, it doesn't matter. You can really dress for whatever climate, so it's really not a big deal. But I enjoy the warmer temperatures. So had a super nice weekend, and nice church service, and just everything was really nice. And so looking forward to today. When I get back home, have some coffee and a Bible study, and then after that, I'm going to plant my warm weather crops in the garden today. I'm excited for that. I'm gonna go ahead and get my tomato plant started, and I'm gonna get my pepper plant started, and I'm gonna try to get my I swear to God, that tractor was about less than a half inch from hitting my leg. That's crazy. And that lady probably get paid $25 an hour, probably intoxicated, I bet. Dang, that was crazy. Wow, because it's a narrow pathway. What are they even doing right with that piece of machinery on such a small bike trail? That's crazy to me. Wow. And but anyways, I brushed that right off, no problem to me. So back to what I was saying, I'm gonna try to get today I am gonna get I already got my seedlings started. I started them about 2 weeks ago indoors. They're really flourishing. Now I'm gonna transplant them to the outside garden. Tomato plants, pepper plants, all my warm weather plants, which I wasn't gonna plant them for another 3 weeks, but we're in the El Nino. It was an El Nino year. I guess it's supposed to be super duper hot. And so I don't think it's gonna frost over anymore. I checked the 10-day forecast, and the lowest gonna get like 40, but the highs are gonna be like 70, 80. So, and one of my best friends, he's a garden guru, and I texted him and asked him yesterday if it was okay. He said he would. So I'm gonna go ahead and start my warm weather plants. Excited for that. Get that going today. Then I have to do some work on eBay. which I just really don't like to do no more. And then I had to start getting ready for this sports car show on April 28th, which has just been, you know, honestly, it's so weird. Since I had this health scare like 3 weeks ago, the doctor said I was in the heart attack stroke range with my blood pressure being so high. I just lost all motivation as soon as he told me that. As soon as the doctor said I was in bad health and I'm about to die, I spent my whole life working towards trying to make money and stuff, and now I have zero interest. It's the weirdest thing. I've never been through this, and I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how walking 5 to 10 miles a day and reading the Bible, and that's how that's gonna pay the bills. But I guess the Lord will provide. I have faith in that, and then also my bills are super low because I got my house is paid for, my car is paid for, and I don't have any bad habits or any kind of addictions whatsoever. I don't even eat food outside the house. I don't even have a food addiction. So I don't even, I'm only eating 1,500 calories, and was thinking about fasting on the weekend. That probably even save me more money. So, but yeah, ever since I had that health scare, I could literally do, like in the last 3 weeks, I've done maybe like 4 hours worth of work on eBay, and I was doing at least like 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. But I think sitting at my desk was giving me poor blood circulation, and I think that's where all my health problems came from. So, and then my doctor put me on this blood pressure medication 3 weeks ago, potassium something with another 25 milligrams. And ever since I've been taking this a half a pill a day in the morning, I literally cannot sit down more than 5 minutes at a time. And as soon as I sit down about 5 minutes, I'm right back up. I love that. So it's just with that amount of energy, I just can't sit at my desk working on eBay all day. I just can't do it. And then I'm only making maybe $5 an hour when the cost of living is so high. So you know what? Instead of just spending 12 to 18 hours a day trying to make money, now I spend 12 to 18 hours a day trying not to spend money. And I get I don't even let any of my materialistic friends and stuff, I don't even hang out with them because I don't want to live the restaurant life. I already been non-materialistic for like 5-10 years where I haven't bought no new clothes or nothing. I just, no haircuts, nothing like that, cut my own hair. And I got even when I got to pay child support, utilities, and buy my food, I get no link card, I get no assistance. My monthly cost of living is only about $600 a month. $600 a month, can you believe that, in 2024? And I live by myself, I got my own car. And so my total cost of living is about $600 a month. And you wanna hear something wild? Is that I plan on cutting that down even more. Well, I got 2 years, and so I ain't gotta pay no more child support. And then, so in 2 more years, my child support will be over with. Also, within that 2 years of time, I'm trying to buy some farmland and a homestead. And I'm going to get a rain catchment system for all my water and drinking water. And then I'm gonna get solar panels for all my electricity. And then I'm gonna get a wood burning stove furnace for my heat to cook food. And then I'm gonna hunt my own food. I'm gonna grow my own food. I'm already learning how to foraging. I'm getting ready to buy this book about the ultimate guide to foraging, how it's over 20,000 different plants that you can eat. And I already this year, for the first time ever, out in my backyard. That's why I don't want to cut my grass, because it's almost like turned into a grocery store, which I never know that. If you don't have the knowledge, you don't really know nothing. If you went to public school, you have no idea how to live life. But so already this year, out of my backyard, I harvested a bunch of wild green onions, and I thought it was wild grass, and I pulled it up and I smelled it. I said, oh my God, that's onions. So I got about like a dozen or so onion patches in my yard. I don't want to mow that. Then I found out yesterday that dandelions, the little yellow flowers, they're about the most healthiest, nutritious food on planet Earth. And I have about, I got dozens of them growing in my backyard. And so I did a video yesterday, if you guys want to go back and look at it, but I picked one right out the yard and ate it, and it didn't taste bad. So that's gonna be my new thing. And then my good friend, who knows he knows everything about everything. Like he really does, and he wouldn't know it, but he does. So I told him about that. He's like, yeah, man, I've been making dandelion tea for years. I was like, no, I was like, go figure. That's why I said I didn't. How did I know that? You know what I mean? He already been making dandelion tea for years. See, some people got so much knowledge, and you could be a college graduate, a straight A student in public education, and go to college and graduate, and you'll still have not a clue that dandelions is the most healthiest food for you. Detoxify your whole body, clean out. It's full of antioxidants. It cleans out your kidneys and your liver. It has so many good things for it, and it don't taste bad. But and there goes some right there. Look, they're just chilling. So foraging is gonna be one of my new hobbies. And so I'm super looking forward to that. By the end of this, if it's God's will, then by the fall of this year, I'm just gonna pack up my economy line van, which I don't have yet, and I don't even know if I'm gonna get one. But I'm just even though I had the money to buy one, I'm just like trying to speak it into existence. And so magically, however, I don't know how this is gonna all happen, but at the end of the summer, I could just picture myself in the economy line van that gets like 30 miles per gallon, and then just take it off and go into some warm weather climate. Like I'm thinking Arizona, Texas, Alabama, Florida. I'm just gonna go down there and buy like 2 to 5 acres in my economy van. I'm just gonna start farming. I'm gonna start living off the land. I'm gonna start foraging. And then another thing is that I haven't shared with you guys, another one of my plans is, soon as possible, as soon as I get my economy line van, is that I'm gonna start going to the national parks throughout the United States. I'm gonna go to the national parks. I'm gonna go deep in the woods. I'm gonna live in the woods for like weeks at a time, just foraging off the land and just hunting my own food and everything. And I've been learning as a kid, I used to go to Southern Illinois to this extended family farm. They had 100 acres of corn land, and so I was already around the farmers, and it was off grid. They didn't have no running water. They didn't have electricity. They didn't have central heat, and I'd be out there all summer, and it was the best summer of my life. And so I'm just thinking about, like, I really want to get back to that. Plus, my dad, he was born and raised in the mountains of Alabama, and he grew up picking cotton and everything. And then my mom and their family, they came from a long line of farmers. And so I think it's just in my roots, like as a kid, I kind of got exposed to it. And then I just been living the city life like a real city person, like 100%. Everything about the city, I've been living that way for probably 40 years or whatever. And I'm just so ready to just live off the land. And this time last year, about April, it's been over a year now, I was sitting in my living room, and I was working on my eBay 12 hours a day, and I looked out like a day like this, how beautiful it is with these blue skies and the sun shining, just like this, just like a day like today. And it was weird as heck, and this never happened to me before, but God was just saying, go work the land, go live off the land, go work the land. And he just kept saying it over and over again. And because that was not my thought, because I just never even had that kind of thinking like that. Honestly, God, I never thought about it. And but ever since then, I've been studying. I got a notebook that's halfway full of all my notes about how to do everything. Like, I've really studied it. Definitely, I'm not gonna get into it. Maybe that'd be a whole nother video that I would like to do about everything that I learned, and then I'm gonna apply my knowledge. So I'm super happy. So all that comes back to the point where once I get my land and everything, and my child support is done, by the time I'm 50 years old, my cost of living is probably gonna be like $200 a month. That's funny, isn't it? $200 a month. Could you imagine? And that's in 2 years from now. So 2026, Let's imagine it's gonna be a 50-year-old man that owns his own property and he's living on $200 a month. He's paying for everything. And he's living good. And he's 100% happy. Can you believe that? I've been inspired by a couple people on YouTube. I'm gonna give them a shout out. If you have similar thoughts, you want to learn about what I learned, look up Titus Morris and Frugal Off Grid. That's my two main inspirations. And then it's also this other couple, but they're a couple, and I'm just a one-man person. So I'm just really focusing on that. And I'll tell you about Titus Morris. He lives down by the Amish and by the Mennonites and their community, but he's not in that church, but he's really deeply into the Bible. So am I. And so if you're into the Bible, that means you don't have to be worldly. You don't care about keeping up with the Joneses. You don't have to buy a $1,200 phone just to feel like you're cool and fit in with your friends. Once you live in the Bible, you don't have to do that. That's one of the best things about getting into the word is that you don't really care about what's going on in the world whatsoever. It doesn't bother you one bit. That's a blessing. Now, Titus, he lives in the Appalachian area. He owns 40 acres of land. And his property tax and everything that he buys, his total cost of living is $2,000 a month. And so when he said that, he instantly became my role model. Titus Morris is my role model. He lives for $2,000 a year. I said 2,000. I meant to say $2,000 a year. His total cost between he owns 40 acres of land, and he only spends $2,000 a year. Now, if I spend $200 a year, that's $2,400. So I'm still Titus still got me beat, and that's my goal. I want to get down to that amount. If I could own 40 acres and pay less than $200 a month to live, wow. That should be the American dream. See, we got tricked. They've been brainwashing us since kindergarten, talking about, oh, you got to be a millionaire to be happy. You need a big $1 million home. You need a $50,000 car. That way all your friends will think you're cool. And then you'll be happy. Well, I'm here to tell you guys, I lived a better life. You know what I mean? And it was no happiness in it. It was no happiness in it. You know what was in it, though? Stress. About how you're going to keep paying all these dang bills. Woo! And guess what? If you got stress, you can't be happy. Stress equals unhappiness. That's a fact. So that's why I said that's why this whole YouTube channel is about putting your health before your wealth and making happiness your number one priority. And that's what I'm doing. And so I'm just super excited for that. And I'm going to share everything with my YouTube journey, long as it's enjoyable and positive and not stressful. And so far, YouTube has been super enjoyable for me. And also I wanted to say is I don't have no other social media. I don't have Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram, or none of that. And you guys been sharing my content on you guys been sharing my content, almost 2,000 shares, which is, couldn't believe that. And I want to say thank you. And yeah, please share any of my content. And you guys been also commenting, and I appreciate all the comments. And you guys been liking my stuff, like 250 likes on some videos. A lot of my videos get over 10,000 views. And I'm very surprised. I'm very honored by that. And very thankful. So I basically wanted to give you guys this little update. My morning walk is over with. It's time for me to enjoy my morning cup of coffee. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening. See you next time.